be honest, I didn't love the vibe of the agency. I felt like, this work is very autonomous in many ways, and I didn't like being at a big corporate agency that was putting more pressure on me than I was already putting on myself. And to be honest, Julie Bear, who's my partner, she had gone out on her own 3 years before, and I just saw her flourishing. And I thought, if you can the sooner you start building it, or make that step to start building it, the better, even though it's sort of terrifying. So I actually quit. We were living in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment on the Upper East Side, and my husband gave me a loan, and he said, do it. And we were working out of the 2nd bedroom, and about a month later, I found out I was pregnant. And I thought, oh God, what's happening? So I worked out of the apartment knowing I kind of had to kind of make it work in that year and find office space and go from there. And that was really scary. I think the biggest self-doubt, honestly, and I bring this up to younger generations, I found it really hard having a little baby and leaving him and going to work. And I had many moments where I was jealous of friends that didn't work, and they were in the park with their little babies and watching the Today Show in the morning. I just remember my friends saying, that's what I'm doing, and drinking coffee and my baby's in my lap. And I, at one point, even said to my mom, who was no longer working, I said, I don't think I can do this. And she did a very cool thing. Her friend, Nancy Novograd, who was at the time the editor-in-chief of Travel and Leisure, out of nowhere, just called me up and took me to lunch. And my mom never said that she did that, but I realized that that was her behind the scenes. And she took me to lunch and she said, I know it's really hard, but you just do what you can, because you'll regret it if you don't. It's not, and I think that's such an important time. I know not every mom feels that way. I know a lot of moms are thrilled to go back to work. I was not one of them. And I'm so glad I listened to her, because now I'm at a place where I can kind of do both. So I think the takeaway would be just stick it out, because once you get to that place and you're good at it and you can do it, it really is, it can be financially rewarding and also really creatively rewarding. So I would hope that they're seeing that in us. And they've told us too. I mean, they see it with how we kind of work with one another, that we are a supportive group. So I think it would be a combination of those two things. Just seeing what it looks like to be a successful agent, but also in a group that does, you hear that agencies are really competitive and agents are really competitive, and that just doesn't exist here. And we've worked really hard to make that the case.